shine on happy camper life. We're loving, living, and learning online on happy camper life.
Hey guys, it's Courtney. Welcome to my camp, the podcast where we talk all about camp. So, you're joining me today live in the girls' HC, and I'm really excited to introduce you to my new camp friend, Pat Pryor Sorrells. She is the president and CEO of Camp for All, which is an amazing organization. I can't wait to hear more about it. Welcome, Pat. Thank you for joining me today in the girls' HC. Now, before we get into talking about Camp for All, everybody has a great origin story. What's your camp origin story?
It's crazy, but I was in advertising and I kept retiring. I retired and then got involved with free, helping free nonprofit organizations raise money just as a volunteer. And then one of my sons has some learning differences and went to an incredible school here in Houston called the Parish School. And they asked me to be the development director. And I said, sure, I'll do that and join the board. And so I got really interested in that. And then I retired again. And the Periwinkle Foundation, which is one of our current partners, as is the Parish School with Camp for All, they called and said, would I be their part-time executive director? That meant I was in a closet in Texas Children's Hospital running this organization on my own with a board. And so the founder of the Periwinkle Foundation, who they have camps for children with cancer and siblings and teenagers and everything. And so their founder, Dr. Paul Gerson, he was the one that said, I want you, he helped create Camp for All. And he said, and that's a story in itself. And he said, will you come over to Camp for All and be our executive director? So I'd been at Periwinkle for 10 years and I said, no. And then he said, well, just come talk to us. So I went to talk to them and I realized that I could use all of my skills, but I could help more and more people than I was helping at Periwinkle, who helped a lot. But I could amortize that to many, many more challenges and many, many more people. And so as of right now, I've been here 18 and a half years.
Wow. Once they know you're good at raising money, okay, that's it. You're never going to be allowed to retire ever again. So, what is Camp for All? Give me all the deets.
So Camp for All, it abides by its name. As I said, Dr. Paul Gerson started Camp Periwinkle, and he started it because he was doing his residency at Texas Children's Hospital, and he saw those kiddos at that time in the basement. That was a long time ago, and they were not, at that point, kids weren't living through cancer. And he said, we need to take these kids someplace where they can have fun. So he started Periwinkle, and they used a regular camp at the end of the summer. Dr. Bob Zeller, a pediatric neurologist, he had a little boy come to him and say, Dr. Bob, they won't let me go to this camp because I have epilepsy. And Bob said, well, I'm going to start a camp for only kids with epilepsy. And he named it Spike and Wave. And it used a regular camp at the end of the summer. And Bob and Paul got together and said, we can't take kids in wheelchairs. The health facilities aren't big enough for us. The activities can't be done by everybody. So we need to start a Camp for All. And so they got together with Larry Nyhouse, who had lost his son, Bo, to cancer, and said, Larry, will you come in and help us start this camp? And that's what they did. And they said, we need to build a Camp for All. So they said, that's the perfect name. And it is, because we serve so many different challenges and they're growing. The number of challenges are growing. Some of them, thankfully, are not as predominant as they were, I'm happy to say, but still there are other needs that continue to grow. And they got together with Peter Boudreau, our architect, and they said, Peter, we want you to design this camp, and it is the thing you're going to be most proud of. And so what Peter did was really unique. He got together with all of our potential partners and said, what do you need in a camp that would meet all the needs of the people you serve? And then he designed the camp and got back together with them afterwards and got more feedback. And Peter is incredible. He listens. And it's been many years now. Camp for All is over 30 years old. And it is the thing Peter is most proud of.
So this was built in the early 90s. And guys, if you're a listener, I want you to go online and check out their website. And what is so cool, so Camp for All is a facility, correct?
Yes.
That other organizations that specialize in unique, specific disabilities or needs can then come and use your facility. So you are offering camp programs all year long,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, that's correct.
That is incredible. So tell me a little bit more about like what makes your facility so unique with specific, because is it just to backtrack, ages? I mean, it's all ages, right?
It's children and adults with challenging illnesses, disabilities, or special needs. And the partnership, we collaborate with more than 65 different partners. And the beauty of our camp is that it is barrier free. And the design, as I said, Peter designed it to be barrier free. All of our bathrooms are accessible, all stalls, all shower stalls, and they're wide enough for a caregiver to be in there with you if you need that. And there are multiple ways to shower. There's a stool there in the showers in case you need one. But of course, I might be just really tired and need to sit down while I shower. You know how camp
It's
is.
fair, I might use it. And let me just add, okay, the cabins are gorgeous. All right, I was on the website, I watched the video. I mean, it's not just a shower with a chair. I mean, great tile work. All right, I'm also, I love me a good home show, and so really it was gorgeous, the whole facility. And I just wanted to add that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So
I don't
just
want you to be so humble.
and the sidewalks are concrete and 8 feet wide, so two friends in wheelchairs or whatever travel accommodations they need can roll side by side. It's built on a 900-foot radius, so everybody can get to the activities easily. The only one is further outside the radius is our horse program, but everybody gets rides up to the horse program on our barrier-free wagon. So the food services is barrier free. We can meet any kind of dietary issue there is. Our record is 63 different special needs diets for 3 meals a day for a week. That's a lot. And we serve good food, really good food. And we look at our food services as a program. It's barrier free too. So if you're a little boy that you have food issues and you always have to be addressing it and you always have to be, standing out as different. No, you come to Camp for All, you give your name at the food line, you get your tray. It looks like everybody else's. It's great food. It meets all your dietary needs. So that's barrier free. And also all of our activities are barrier free. There's multiple ways to do every activity. So if you choose, you can be lifted out of your wheelchair up a line and you can fly down the zip line on your own. And that's really awesome. Same with every activity. There's multiple ways. We have every kind of horse saddle and ability there. And we have horses that meet those special needs and do better with those kind of saddles. Fishing, all of our activities are just everybody can be accommodated to achieve something they never thought they'd be able to achieve.
For sure. And I mean, and you're not just serving, a couple hundred kids during the year, a couple hundred individuals. Like you're serving major numbers. Like how many kids do you average a
So
year?
we
Or
can
per
serve
people?
up to 9,000 annually. And in the summer, we have week-long camps. The rest of the year, we have camps coming in Wednesday to Friday or Friday to Sunday. Monday and Tuesday is usually the weekend for our camp staff.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have camps come in earlier, but so we start in January and we don't finish until around Thanksgiving. So we're busy.
Wow. And up to like 300 kids at a time a day. Did I read that right?
Yes, we can accommodate that many people. Sometimes we have two partners there at one time. And so it'll be like the PKU camp, phenylketonuria, and it might be another camp for children with muscular dystrophy. So we sometimes one group will take over the entire camp, and sometimes we'll have two camps there at one time. Sometimes we have three, but usually it's round
I
two.
mean, if you are a parent and you have a child and you don't think there's a place for them, go check out Camp for All because there is a camp and there is a place for your child to do I mean, there's archery. It's camp. I mean, you are doing camp activities. So you mentioned food, and food is such a big part of camp. Is there a favorite meal at Camp for All?
Well, I have to tell you, they love the food. The feedback is that our food this is not just camp food, this is really good food. But I have to tell you a story. And that is about a little boy that he had come to camp before with a parish school, and he loved the croutons. And he came back the next time and he said, "These are not the croutons that I like." So he goes into the kitchen and he says, these are not the croutons. What have you changed?" And Sharon had not cooked her croutons that day. So instead, their whole schedule was changed for the next activity. That whole cabin went into the kitchen and learned how to make Miss Sharon's croutons and went home with the recipes. And I was out at the parish school last week, and of course, the teachers love coming there almost more than the kids.
Oh, for
And
sure.
the croutons came up. So that's how impactful our food is. But we can meet like PKU if they don't have the right, they have an allergy to a fee and a protein. So they can have cognitive issues if they don't eat correctly. We have renal camps. So we could have one side of the food line that would be low salt and their dietary needs, and the other could be the other. So in some camps they can't have solid food, and a lot of our adult camps that's the way that we have to serve them. So we get this all. Our program supervisors are amazing. So they work with our partners weeks ahead of time to determine what are your goals for your campers for this week or this weekend. And then they decide on what the activities are, what the extra activities are going to be, what the nighttime activities are going to be to help reach the goals for those camps. So some camps, they really want their campers to, most camps, really realize their abilities and what they can do. And that is really what we're all about, is helping campers realize what they can do. So it's all ironed out ahead of time and then rolled out when they get there. And even if the weather interferes, we can accommodate whatever the goals are. I was out, we had a camp out there a couple of weeks ago from Austin. It's another special needs school. And they were outside doing the ropes course and the giant swing and everything, and started raining, the lightning. So we had to go in our building called Star Place, and they were all bummed because they had to go inside, but they got in Star Place that has an indoor challenge course, a true stage, basketball, you name it. And I was standing there. Next thing I knew, yes, they had been in our costume closet. It's way more than a closet. It's a gigantic room. And all of a sudden they're out there in costume, in the recording studio, all these things. They were happy as larks, even though they had to come inside. So that's kind of how we manage things.
I love it. I still can't get over the fact that you guys make your own croutons. Okay. Like, that is incredible. And at my camp, kids eat croutons as a meal. Okay. They pile the plate and that's all they have. So, Really, really amazing. Well, you guys have some really big things on the horizon, right? What's
It,
in store? I think like Chapel Hill. Can you tell me more about that?
So Camp Roll is located, our current camp in Burton, Texas, which is, if you've ever heard of Bluebell ice cream, Brenham is right next to Burton. So, uh,
Love their homemade vanilla.
yeah, well, that was one of my clients when I was in advertising, so I'm particularly partial to them. But the camp, we were full. We have been turning new partners away. A lot of our camps, if they shared a camp with another group, they couldn't grow because we couldn't give them more space or more cabins, and because we were full. And more people, so many people are moving into Texas these days. So there's a growth in the number of families and or adults that have special needs, but also children, babies are born and living through birth issues but living with challenges. So the growth in the population for who we serve has really more than doubled. So we needed, and actually started working on this years ago because we are very intentional. We don't rush to do things. We want to do it right. And so we started looking at what are we going to do? Are we going to add on to our current camp? What are we going to do? And we couldn't do that because it would change the feeling of our camp. It would change our delivery to our campers. So we said we need to build another camp. So we started looking and we looked in some crazy places. And then all of a sudden, this foundation found us. And they're in Chapel Hill. The land is in Chapel Hill, Texas. It was a race horse farm. Some of their horses are still running at Churchill Downs, and it's beautiful. And they gave the land to us, a little less than 400 acres. They gave the
Whoa.
land to us, yes. And so we're
Wow.
building, it's 25 minutes from Burton. And so we'll be able to share some staff and everything to get started. And we're in the process of building it right now. We should finish by the end of this year and open summer of 2027. So it is beautiful. And because Peter designed Camp Rall Burton so well, we're basically building a similar camp and changing very little because he did such an incredible job.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it,
That's
right?
right.
Like, right, it's already working. And I mean, I looked at the pictures online and guys, you got to go check out the Camp for All, campforall.org, right? That's the website. Camp
Yes.
for All. We are in this conversation. If you are watching or listening, we're not doing it justice, okay? You have to go and look at the pictures and see and view, and then it'll be like, oh, yes, it's so incredible. So, I mean, this is a huge project financially. It's a huge investment. And are you still raising money for that? How can we help? If people love to help. How can
So
we help?
our annual budget is about 6 million just to do the operating for our current camp. So there's always, yes, we're always looking for new donors there. And then for our Camp for All Chapel Hill, our overall goal is 61.3 million.
Right.
And we are 96% of the way there. And this
Wow.
covers all of the construction, all of the supplies for the activities, all of the new Texas legislation requirements that we have,
Oh, for
and
sure,
for
for sure, for
safety,
sure.
yes. And it is going to have 20 cabins instead of 18. And again, we're taking things to the next level, but it's going to be as beautiful as Burton. And so we're still raising money for that to try and finish that campaign in the next few months. But the construction is going beautifully. They're staying on budget. Uh, Tellefson is a local, Texas type company. They're doing an incredible job, and Camden is nationwide, and they're building the cabins because that's what they do really well. So it's so exciting and it's beautiful, and we're going to have two really excellent camps, and we're also redoing all the bathrooms at Burton, so we're making sure it is still cutting edge too.
Now, are all the groups that come in from Texas? You are located in Texas. Everybody's local there.
Some of our partners are national,
Okay.
like the Muscular Dystrophy Association. So a lot of the campers come from the general area of Texas, Oklahoma. We do have a partner from Oklahoma. We have campers coming in from all over the country, but majorly from Texas.
We need a camp for all national, okay? Can we have these in all 50 states, please? I mean, I think, the growth of your program really is just shows what an amazing job you're doing, right? Like there's no better, I'm at a loss for words here, but like that you're doing a great job. And that's why you're growing. And I think it's a true testament, that's the word I was looking for, a true testament to your mission. And gosh, if you were able to see 9,000, serve 9,000 people in a year, now you can serve, 18,000 or 20 because this one's going to
Right.
have more cabins than the other one.
That's right.
It is really great. Pat, was so great to meet you. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank
Well,
you.
what? I have another question for you too. Talk
Yeah.
about staffing a little bit. Now your staff, you run camp all year, so it's not like you're hitting like the getting close to summer. But do you have people that are like seeking you out to work there because they are in school to work with that population? Like, tell me a little bit about the training of your staff.
Well, and thank you for asking that because yes, we need summer staff. We need fall staff, fall program staff, and we need spring program staff, and we need summer staff. So we hire about 25 summer staffers. They are trained, 18 years old plus, and then our fall and spring staff, we need about 8 each season, and they are trained as well. So a lot of May, we spend time training with them. They live on site, they're paid. Uh, it's really a lot. Some of them are former campers. And some of them, well, yes, some have met each other and married, and it's
It's
crazy, but
camp. I mean, camp
it's
is camp.
camp. What can
Camp,
I
regardless
say?
of who
Yeah,
goes,
yeah.
what age, what their
Uh,
issues are. We all got issues. Camp is camp. You fall in love, you make friends. The best employees, the best counselors are always the campers, because they know the drill. So, but I just think it gives, young people an opportunity who really want to work in those fields, really great hands-on experience. So, if you are looking to work in those fields, check out Camp for All because it could be a really working at a camp as a counselor is a great experience anyway, but when you're really making a difference and helping you in your future career, I mean,
and
that's
a lot of them have changed their careers after having come to camp. And when you talk about the impact of camp, research has shown, A&M did a 3-year study on Camp for All, that the campers left with a sense of hope, a growth in self-confidence, and being surrounded by others, they realized they weren't alone with their challenge. And I just to see some of our former campers that became staffers. One little girl came with the Epilepsy Foundation when she was a little girl. She'd already had several brain surgeries. She was at camp. She had a seizure. She came out of her seizure and said to her counselor, I guess I have to go home now. The counselor said, no, let's go to archery. She said that was that moment in time when she realized she was not defined by having epilepsy.
yeah, because
She
her whole
became,
life, you have a
yeah,
seizure, you got to go home. It's over. Oh, she got a seizure, got to go home. So yeah, you got
yeah.
to,
That's what happens at camp.
it's just another day. Oh, I love it. And it is a gift. I mean, even me, I work at my camp. I'm in my 40s and this will be my ninth summer. And it's a gift. It is a
The
gift and it's
gift.
life-changing for everybody. So for
Counselors and
everybody.
campers and who else? Everybody.
I know. I always
Exactly.
tell my staff, you will not leave the same person as you started. And we're the luckiest girls in the world, me and you.
Yes, we are. Absolutely. I mean,
Um,
I wake up and just, and I'm so thankful that I'm able to do what I can do. And I feel like I'm never doing enough because I see so many more challenges and technology changes. And so we're always having to say, oh, like there's this new thing for people have visual challenges that we're going to be using at camp. We're looking into it right now so they can find their way on their own. I mean, it's exciting, and it's exciting to see them be find a way to be accepted into life for whatever their challenge is. And if mom and dad get a break, because instead of 24/7 care, they get a break for their own emotional healing.
for
So
everybody, the whole
yeah,
family,
it's
everybody.
unreal.
Oh, amazing. Well, this has been such a pleasure. I want to talk to you again. I want an update on Chapel Hill. Like, I do a little photography. Maybe I need to come out and see it. Like
I
it,
love
I
it.
mean, it really, thank you so much for spending some time with me today, Pat. Guys, check it out, camp4all.org. Check it out. I mean, we've had this conversation, but really go for yourself, see what they're about. And if you're feeling a little generous, you can click that donate. All right.
Thank you.
Donate. Really, really, really. So, guys, thank you for joining me today here in the Girls HC. I can't wait to see you back at my camp when we can talk more about my camp. But in the meantime, you can check us out where you listen to your podcasts. We're on YouTube. So I'll see you again soon. And I'll see you. I'll save a s'more for you.
Take a moment to shine.